This is Danny Flexon here for Seconds Out. Delighted to be joined once again by unbeaten super lightweight Liam Paro. Liam, you're out in New York, I believe. No, Florida.
Yeah, Tampa Bay. I'm in Florida. Got here on Friday. I was been in Las Vegas for the last 10 weeks prepping for this fight. So yeah, it's fight week here in Tampa Bay and can't wait.
US debut for you and on a very big show as well out in Tampa. Jake Paul, Tyron Woodley rematch. Initially intended to be Jake Paul against Tommy Fury, of course, but still a very big fight, attracting a lot of interest already. How did it come about, your opportunity to be on such a big show?
Well, it started, I was just coming over here for a training camp, with Australia being locked down and everything due to COVID. I was training away and my team at Ace Boxing Promotions just was in talks and it kind of just all happened and fell together. So we, it couldn't have happened at a better time either, like it's going to be at 11 weeks by the time I fight, which is a perfect camp. Had the best prep possible here, sparring the likes of Shakur, Stevenson, Devin, Haney, Rancis Barthélemy, Rolly Romero. So, it's the list goes on and the names are unbelievable. And man, I'm excited, for this opportunity.
You were sent to Florida, Las Vegas initially, and now Florida. Dempsey McKean ended up in Brentwood in Essex over here. Who got the short straw?
Look, it's just different, it's where we're meant to be for our careers. We definitely work with different weight divisions. So like he had his fight over here in just recently, past month. So he had a good win over here, his US debut. So it was good for him to get that happening. Now it's my turn to do the same.
You've got Jomar Alamo from Puerto Rico. He's WBO number 8. You're number 3, as you are with the IBF as well. From what I read, you requested to fight another highly ranked guy on this show. Is that correct?
That's correct. I didn't want an easy US debut. I could have had that. I didn't want that. I'm 21-0. I'm number 3 in the world. Like you said, I want hard fights and I want a big statement in my US debut. And what better than another undefeated fighter and another world-ranked top 10 opponent? So, yeah.
Is there a possibility it will be, by the time you get in the ring, an eliminator or a final eliminator potentially with the WBO?
I'm pretty sure this is going to be an eliminator for the WBO. So it makes it a little bit more special too, So whoever wins, our career is going to skyrocket and the other guy's going to step to the side a little bit. So, yeah, come December 18, I'm ready for my career to skyrocket.
Good stuff. What can you tell us about Jomar Alamo? What's his style like and how do you see it matching up with yours?
Look, he's good. You got to respect the guy. He's undefeated, so he's obviously doing something right. But I've watched a bit of him and everything he brings to the table, we've got an answer plus more for. So he's a good boxer. He likes to move, and I know he's going to start moving once he feels my power. So, we've worked on everything, and I'm just excited now. It's a few days away, so I can't wait to put it all into action.
Now, you mentioned some of the world-class sparring you've had in this camp. How much of that was kind of arranged well in advance, and how much of it was just kind of meeting the right people at the right time out in Vegas?
So Steve Rollins is the guy, my coach over here. So he knows a lot of people. He's been around the boxing scene for a long time. So he pulled a few strings and made a lot of things happen, and knowing a lot of people made it a lot easier. So we went into camp with Shakur with 4 weeks to go with Jomar Herring, and we're pretty much his main sparring partner to finish that off. So that was the first 4 weeks I was here. So that was unbelievable. And it just kept rolling on. Haney had Jojo Diaz. So that's another southpaw. And then Romero had Tank Davis at that time. So it was just the timing was perfect, and they all fighting these southpaw opponents. And I was there, put my hand up and soaked it all up, and it got awesome work in.
And you've got a couple of really kind of world-class movers, slick operators in there as well. So it must have been great preparation for your fight also.
Exactly right. Everything worked hand in hand. Like you say, like I was saying, you can't write the script any better. So it's meant to be, and we'll see that on December 18, how much I've improved and how much the world-class rounds have benefited me,
And tell us about the experience, specifically with Haney and Shakur Stevenson, the two kind of reigning world champions among the bunch. What was it like getting in there with them?
It was unbelievable. You know what I mean? It was them guys are elite for a reason, and they're world champions for a reason. Very, very slick, very sharp boxers. So it was nothing like I've seen in Australia. So it was, it was from one extreme right to the top end, which was the best. And I soaked it up, gave him honest work, and yeah, just benefited a lot out of that. So,
who did you do more rounds with, or was it about the same?
I definitely did more work with Shakur. We probably got 8 different spars in, so 4 weeks of solid work, 2 to 3 times a week. So, heaps of work with Shakur Stevenson. Yeah, I'm very grateful for that.
How much were you asked, if at all, to kind of replicate elements of Jamel Herring's style in that period with Shakur, or were you just encouraged to be yourself?
Just be me, because they knew he was a bigger guy, he was strong, and I come in there and I'm a strong guy. So they as soon as we got the rounds, and they said this is exactly what we need. So they just asked us to commit to the end of camp, and so we did. And yeah, it was an awesome experience.
What would you say you learned from those sessions? I know the work obviously benefited him specifically with the opponent in mind. What did you get out of it?
Just being in there, sharing the ring with world-class world champions. You know what I mean? And holding my own in there. So it was a good confidence booster for me. And just seeing the level these guys are at and what level I need to be at, and to train, it was a good reassurance, to see where I'm at. And yeah, it was like I said, the experience was unbelievable, and yeah, very grateful for it.
How close do you feel, based on those sessions, that you are to that? I mean, we're not even just talking world title level, particularly with Stevenson. We may be talking elite level.
Yeah, exactly right. That's what I mean. Like, these two guys are the elite of world champions, so they're on that tier again. But it gives me a lot of confidence for when I go for my titles that I'm going to win, definitely. And I gave them competitive work and honest work, and they were appreciative of that. So, I got good raps from them, which meant a lot. And Andre Ward even seen a couple of two of the spars, and gave me good raps, which was unbelievable too. So it's doing something right, and yeah, I'm just going to keep learning from them experiences, and bring them into my fights, and yeah, start making a real name for myself.
Now, we know Andre Ward's always been very generous with his advice and his counsel. What was the kind of thing, some of the things he said to you that were particularly memorable or helpful to your career?
It was after the second spar, he said, you're a real good boy. You're a real good boy. And for me, that's heaps coming from him. You know what I mean? It's massive. And he said, this is exactly the work we need. And just said, yeah, thanks for the work. And yeah, that was about it. We didn't speak heaps, but yeah, it was enough to, hold my head high.
Great stuff. Now, as I said before, you're on the Jake Paul, Tyron Woodley rematch undercard. What does it mean to you to be on such a big stage for your US debut?
It's unbelievable. It's exactly like this is what dreams are made of. This card can't get any bigger with viewers and stuff. So I'm excited, and I can't wait to take this opportunity with both hands and make the most of it. Yeah.
Now, slightly awkward question, I suppose, given the show that you're on, but what do you make of the whole kind of YouTube crossover into boxing?
Well, Jake Paul's a legitimate boxer now. You know what I mean? At the start, it was see how he goes. He's legit. He's taking it serious. He's 4-0. He's beaten previous champions. Yes, not boxing, but they come from like a combat background and world champions in that. So you got to take your hat off to him. And he's bringing more eyes to the sport, which is, we can't ask for anything more than that. And I'm super excited, and I'm 100% behind the whole idea of it all.
Would you like to see yourself in the US in action more often after this one, or do you want to go back to Australia, fight a couple more times there?
Look, I'd love to come here, and all goes good. December 18 might be back on most vocal promotions. I'm a free agent over here, so anything's possible. I just got to take care of business Saturday night, and yeah, a lot of doors will open after that.
And the current WBO mandatory challenger is, of course, Jack Catterall, someone we've talked about previously. He gets his shot delayed early next year now against Josh Taylor, who's the undisputed champion. How do you see that one panning out? And do you expect the winner, crucially, to vacate those belts?
Look, it's a good fight, and Catterall deserves it. He's been there for over 2 years waiting, so it makes sense, and good on him for getting that shot. I feel Josh Taylor's going to take it out. That's one guy in this 140 division that I think he's the bee's knees, and it says it for itself. He's undisputed champion, unified. So I think he gets the job done, and I do believe he will go up and onto the bigger fights. There's nothing really left for him in the division, respectfully. And yeah, I think he's going to have bigger fights up at welterweight. There's big names there, Spence, Crawford. So I feel that's what he's going to do, and he's pretty big for the division too. So he's it looks like he struggles to make weight a bit.
So there's every chance then that, spring, summer next year, your next fight after this one, should all go well, could be for the vacant WBO title.
Yeah, correct. And that's exactly right. Like you said, I've got to take care of business first. I don't look past any fight, and my mind's it's tunnel vision, so I'm strictly on this job. But yeah, we all get past this and in a good way, and who knows, I could be world champion next year, and that's definitely the plan.
How much do you look at the other guys in the top 5, thinking ahead to, I know you don't want to look past anyone, but just thinking ahead to who could be in the opposite corner on that day?
I look at everyone, and everyone above me is a target. You know what I mean? I don't look at people behind me, except Alamo now. Like, this is because it's a title eliminator, so it's still in the same category. So, I know everyone, pretty familiar with everyone in the division, and, I have no trouble fighting absolutely anyone in this division, and that's what I've got to do. And I want to fight the best of the best in the division because I want to be the king of this division. So that's what I've got to do.
Now, I believe while you were in Vegas, you also got a chance to bump back into George Kambosos Jr., who obviously pulled off one of the biggest victories of this year. What did you guys kind of talk about? What was the vibe between you?
We talk a lot before the fights. We speak all the time, shoot messages back, motivating each other and stuff. It was just, congratulations. And, he said, yeah, thank you. And he was very excited for my fight coming up. He messaged me just today. He said, just keep that tunnel vision. You're ready for you to make a statement. And, it's just awesome to hear that, especially from now the unified king. He's a new lightweight king. So it's awesome to have that relationship with him. And, it's just good confidence building. And, yeah, it's that extra bit of motivation. And especially his performance, it just makes me want to do good for Australia as well.
I have to ask, did he ask you anything about Haney, or did Haney ask you anything about Kambosos?
Not really, nah. You know what I mean? It's strictly business, and it's like I said, it's a spar. You know what I mean? But that'll be a good fight, and I'm back in George again, like I did against Lopez, and that's the fight that needs to happen. So yeah, it'll be good.
Great stuff. Now, before I let you go, we asked you this the first time, but just in case people haven't quite caught on just yet, just tell them out there how they can find you on social media.
Yeah, so Twitter, it's Paro Liam. Instagram, Liam Paro Boxing, and on Facebook, Liam the Prodigy Paro. So yeah, jump on and follow my journey, and my journey to the top, to success, and to world champion next year.
Great stuff. Well, I wish
Thanks,
you the
mate.
very best of luck at the weekend. I'm sure we'll all be tuning in, and hopefully it's the first of many big nights.
No, thank you very much. Appreciate it. Thank you.
No, anytime. All right, we'll take care, and we'll catch up again after the fight.
Will do.